So let me ask you something. Are you hoping to live in a place that's walkable, close to everything? Banks, grocery stores, and access to, say, public transportation? Maybe new construction? Maybe single-level living? But without the sticker shock of downtown or the isolation of the outer counties in the Charlottesville area, then let's not sleep on Berkmar Drive. Seriously, it's one of those places that locals barely notice, but once you know it all. And today I am pulling back the curtain, so let's go. If you're new here, I'm Pam. I'm a local realtor who has grown up in Charlottesville, and yes, I know where all the hidden gems are, and no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't do fluff, and some say I'm about as subtle as a beagle begging for treats. I just want you to actually avoid the most common mistakes people make when house hunting from afar to an area that looks so and sounds so perfect, because no area is perfect, including Charlottesville. So today we are going to dive into and drive into Berkmar Drive. What it is, why it matters, and whether it could be a perfect fit for you. And hey, if you're thinking about moving this way, stay tuned, because there's a lot of Charlottesville insider information that most don't get. First off, what is Berkmar Drive? So where the heck is Berkmar? Well, Berkmar Drive runs parallel to Route 29, but without all the chaos. So here, this is Berkmar, and there in the distance you can see that is 29. And I will be fully honest, this is a beautiful Saturday morning, so not a huge amount of traffic, but yeah, Berkmar Drive actually runs parallel with 29. Now it starts up on this way, Rio Road, and now extends all the way past Hollymead into the Hollymead Town Center, thanks to the Berkmar extension. A big deal if you want to avoid a lot of the traffic headaches and chaos, and honestly, just to be able to enjoy your drive. Now, it's a very pretty drive, but it's also fully lined with sidewalks on both sides and views that will actually make you enjoy being on the sidewalks. It's not flashy. You won't find vineyards or, say, quaint little shops here, but what you will find, honestly, is location, location, location. And in Charlottesville, honestly, that is gold. If you can have all of this, not feel like you are isolated in the middle of one of the rural counties, but literally be steps away to anything and everything you could need. Up in Hollymead Town Center, you're going to have Harris Teeter, Starbucks, Chipotle, Target, Kohl's, and I was just up there. Even the Albemarle County, one of the early Albemarle County farmers markets is going on up there. Coming in this way, you are actually going to be you are right at Rio Hill. Rio Hill is going to give you a whole another gamut of shopping and amenity options. So what can you actually buy over here off the Berkmar Drive area? Well, let me tell you, new townhomes, check. Single level options, yep. New construction with sidewalks and access to public transportation? Yes, absolutely. Places like Victorian Heights, Berkmar Overlook, or even Riverwood. Now, technically, Riverwood is not on Berkmar, but you know what? I'm counting it. They all offer solid options. Well, and Berkmar Overlook is all blended together, but price-wise, you actually might be really surprised. These attached townhomes start in the high 300,000, and you can still get in time to make your own selections. But make sure you call me first, because you want to make sure that you are represented by somebody who's done this 100 times before. Single level homes vary more, but if you're looking for downsizing or to say age in place, there are options. We are seeing resales hit the market in the high $400,000 range. Now again, single level living, but they're going to be attached, so like a villa style home. But here's what I'm also going to warn you about, or give you a heads up about. Don't expect a half an acre and an elevator at those kind of prices. Realistically, most of our townhomes in and around the area are running about $500,000. So if you're coming in with newer or new construction under that, well, I'm just saying, for one, these are going to be quantity builders. So keep that in mind. But you know what? There is a builder for every purpose and every need. That's what smells so good. Honeysuckle is out. Do you ever, as a kid, did you do the honeysuckle where you pulled the flower off and then pulled the stamen out and licked it because it was so yummy because it tasted like honey? Good times, good times. Okay, so here's the funny part. I just jumped back into my car, but before I forget about it, I actually do want to talk about walkability and convenience, because honestly, it's rare. It really is rare in most of our areas. Now, I'm not talking sidewalks or walkable neighborhoods. I'm saying true walkability with banks, grocery stores, services, and public transportation in our area is rare. All of that is going to be rare. Yes, we have some amazing neighborhoods. They're very safe. They're very walkable. But you know what? You're probably not going to be walking to Chipotle. You're not going to be walking to Sam's Club. And I mentioned Sam's Club because that's actually right where I'm looking at Sam's Club. You're not going to be walking to Walmart. You're not going to be walking to Kroger. Berkmar actually delivers when it comes to all of that. Sidewalks, trails, easy access to all the places, Walmart, Kroger's, restaurants if you are hungry. Also, here's the funny part. Also, remember, Virginia is a state-run hard adult beverage state. So the state runs and sells all of our hard liquor at ABC stores. So sometimes you hear them call the alphabet store. Sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, I'm going to the teacher's store. Get it? ABCs. Anyways, but the funny part about Berkmar is there is actually one on either side. Going that way is going to be Hollymead Town Center. They have an ABC store. It is tucked up over by Five Guys Burger. If you go this way over to Rio Hill, there is an ABC store right next to the Burlington store between, I think it's Burlington and REI or something like that. Rio Hill is definitely not as large as Hollymead Town Square. So honestly, it covers you. There's even a Lowe's. So right now I'm in Sam's Club parking lot. So there is a major hotel right there, right? So again, easy peasy. You don't have to have your friends and family stay with you. There are certain things that you can put your limit up on. And if you don't want them staying in your house, that's a-okay. They can stay in one of the easy peasy hotels and come and join you when y'all decide the time is right. Sam's Club right here. On the other side of Sam's Club, Lowe's. Lowe's sort of shares a parking lot, but with Rio Hill shopping area. So you have all of that right across the street from these communities. Not only that, I mean, honestly, you could leave your car at home for days at a time and not suffer, right? Well, unless you're like me and you have a tendency to forget what you actually went to the store to pick up. But we're not going there right now. I've got therapy next week. I'll talk about it with her. Anyways, and with the Berkmar extension now opening up, you can honestly bypass a good chunk of the 29 traffic and chaos in its entirety. Now, don't go anywhere, because coming up, I'm going to show you a couple of the specific neighborhoods that I'm talking about that are hot right now. Berkmar is not like an old revitalizing neighborhood area. These are going to be brand new, being built, being groundbreaking, that kind of situation. We are starting to see a couple resales in one of the neighborhood, but in one of the neighborhoods, literally dirt is still being turned and you can get in there. So coming up, I'm going to show you a couple of specific neighborhoods that are hot right now and definitely worth keeping your eye on, especially if you are looking at moving quickly. Let's keep going. So sitting here, I pulled off because I didn't really think that people driving on Berkmar would really appreciate me driving and talking to you. So what is it really like living here? Well, I'm going to tell you. Honestly, the number one thing you're going to find is that it is low maintenance. You've got a couple of neighborhoods where retirees, professionals, and honestly, even young families all mix in. It's not loud, but it's not sleepy. It's honestly a really, really good balance that a lot of people are looking for. You have got, if you've ever thought, I want to be close to stuff, to amenities, but I do not want to deal with the schlep factor, that downtown scene, this could be your sweet spot, hands down. I actually had a dear friend who retired from up in DC last year, and he actually bought in the Berkmar Overlook, and now his favorite thing is to walk to dinner a couple of times a week. Says he feels it's almost like a mini city before all the chaos, before the noise all takes over. So again, not going to be perfect for everybody, but it is a really good hidden secret. And that's why you need to reach out to your girl, Pam. It's not about what I like or love or hate. Honestly, I'm sharing the information with you because it is your checkbook. It is your paycheck. It is your money, not mine. So I'm just trying to give you all the options. So let's take a closer peek at a couple of these neighborhoods. Okay, so let's break down the top couple of neighborhoods that you should definitely know about. First up, Victorian Heights, right behind me. This one is literally up and coming. It's going to be welcoming residents by the time you see this video. Townhomes with modern floor plans built by a quantity builder, but just recognize with these beautiful townhomes. There's a potential for some amazing views. Your back door is going to be a water tower. Just saying. No need to climb it. No need to defend anyone's honor. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm pointing out all the facts. Told you, I'm a beagle going after food. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, let's go check out the next one too. If you want newer construction without all the dirt turning or without breaking the bank, look here. These townhomes are sharp, efficient, and honestly, a lot of them also have first level master owner suite bedrooms, allowing for that one level living. Again, your Charlottesville journey starts here. Let's chat. Call, text, or email if you're curious about any of these areas. I'm happy to tell you what they don't put in the brochures. All right, so now let's move it on into the good, the bad, and the honest feedback. Okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the honest. All right? Pros. Hands down, super frigging convenient. Totally walkable and absolutely not car dependent. Huge, because that really is something you do not find in a lot of places in the Charlottesville metropolitan area. Much of the construction I've shown you today is brand new or practically brand new construction and housing. So that's going to give you a starting point of reassurance, because again, you don't have to come in worrying about, oh, does the roof need replacing? Oh, does all the HVAC need replacing? Does this, does that, does the other? Now, I'm not saying there are not going to be personal choices that you may not like, but that is vastly different. Paint is vastly different from a new roof. And for the Charlottesville area, a big pro, this area is actually affordable for our median income in and around this area. Realistically, again, you're looking at the maybe mid threes, but realistically upper threes and into the fives for some of the single family. I think maybe even I think the fives was the highest I saw, and that was for a single family. But again, that is super convenient. When we're seeing townhomes go for over 500, over 600,000, then this is really, really convenient. But not perfect. What are the cons? Still, if depending on where you're looking, like Victorian Heights, still majorly under construction. That's something you have to live with. You have to live with the chaos, the sounds. Even though it is early Saturday morning, the crews were out and hammering away in Victorian Heights. It's not going to be as charming as, say, North Downtown, the Downtown Mall area, the Belmont area. Again, part of the reason they're charming is because they also have that historical aspect. So the house may be 100 years old, but yes, you can walk to a quaint coffee shop kind of things. Now, the other con, if we're here, is going to be it's going to get busier as more people discover it. Now, currently, there were a couple homes listed for sale in Berkmar Overlook. There's one that is listed for rent. Now, I do not do rentals. Remember that. You just don't need me. So please don't think I'm just being mean or whatever. There's nothing advantageous for me to find you a rental, because you're going to find more rental access points than I am. Some are in the MLS, the multiple listing service, but most are actually easy peasy for you to find. But okay, so we've done the pros, we've done the cons. If you're looking for function over fantasy, this area of Berkmar might actually cross all of your boxes. And if you're one of my investors, I think some of these would be spot on for potential rental market with the location, the access to public transportation, and even, honestly, the multitude of potential work locations. What? That's right. I'm saying you actually could live, work, and play all within a walking distance in the Berkmar area. So keep that into consideration. All right, so I am wrapping this up because I actually need to drive out to Nellisford. No, I'm going out to Nelson. Sorry. I'm going to go check out this place. I've seen it before, but the pictures were done in the snow, and a client, one of my friends that is looking at living in Charlottesville, wants to see what it looks like with the amazing views it has in the spring, summer greenery finest. So let me wrap this up. Here's some things, some viewer questions I have no doubt are popping through your brain. Now, if you have a question, put it down below. I really do try to answer and respond to all the questions or suggestions. Don't be silly. The suggestions you should not be making. But if there's a neighborhood, there's an area, if you have a question like that, please drop it below and let me know. All right, so the one that I know I wrote down was, Pam, what about rentals? So again, 2 parts to this question. Yes, I know there are several available options for rentals in the neighborhoods, and there are a couple of apartment complexes along here as well. One is actually called the Perch at Woodbrook, and I can actually see it right here, and it's very sweet. It looks like a tree house perched into the woods. There's another one that's further down that's up brand spanking new off of the Berkmar Extended. I don't know the name of that one, but those would be true rental apartment-esque kind of situations. Actually, here comes a U-Haul coming out of the Perch, so evidently somebody is moving. But as a reminder, I don't do rentals. I can point you to some great resources. You just don't need me. 2, is Berkmar good for UVA students? No, it's not. If you're coming to town because you're a new student, a potential student, this is not going to be an area that would be of any interest. And you know what? I speak to that because this Berkmar is on the 29 North Corridor, so we're north side of Charlottesville. And the university is going to be towards the southeast side of Charlottesville. So it would be quite the schlep. My daughter, who lived with us while she was attending UVA Law School, so again, from where I'm standing, it's about 2 miles to my house. She had to drive, and you would have thought, even though it was free food and housing, that she was doing us a favor because she had to drive all the way to UVA. So I am telling you, hands down, not good for UVA students. Now, if you're coming to interview and you're coming for a position at the University of Virginia to work, then yes, absolutely. I do think this would be a phenomenal area because of the cost of living, because of the public transportation, and because of the easy access. But if you're coming to the university to interview, reach out to me. Let's do that before you get here. That way, when you do get here, we can really maximize and utilize your time while you're in Charlottesville. And the third thing I'm thinking probably a lot of questions on is Berkmar safe? Okay, short answer. Now, this is my opinion and only my opinion. Please check out your resources, but my short answer is yes. It's a mix of established and growing neighborhoods. Nothing here to really worry about in my experience. And actually, as a personal experience, my friends and I would actually, this area, Berkmar, was an area that we would run as part of our morning running. And when I'm talking about early morning, I'm talking like 5, 6 a.m. runs. So again, a bunch of, couple, 2, 3, 4 women out running. At no point did we ever feel unsafe because again, we've got sidewalks, the roads, not busy, no creepers in our experience, well patrolled. So yeah, is Berkmar safe? In my opinion, absolutely yes. I think it's a great area, very well traveled. Yes. So in my opinion, Pam's opinion, check out your resources because I don't know everything. Not if you ask my husband, I'm sure he thinks I know everything, but I'm telling you, do your own research as well. But I've never known of anything in the many years that I've grown up here. So let's wrap this up. I had to jump into the car because I actually, running my mouth so long that I killed my video. So I had to come in and plug in. So let's talk about conclusion and final call to action. So what do you think? Could Berkmar be the right spot for you with living in Charlottesville? Well, if walkability, modern homes, daily conveniences sound like your jam, then this may be just the Charlottesville neighborhood area that you didn't even know you needed or know about. This is why you have to reach out. But also make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss any of the neighborhoods that I cover. Not all of them are going to be a perfect fit for all people, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you weed off things from your to-do list so you're not wasting your valuable time. You'll see all the other neighborhoods I cover. I also make sure you check out some of the other stuff. I talk about different communities, different small towns that are around the Charlottesville area. Talk about Charlottesville lifestyle. Talk about Albemarle County schools. So if you haven't checked it out, check out some of my other videos. I go into the deep dives. Oh, places like Lake Monticello, Crozet, and more. Seriously, check out the channel, especially if it's raining where you are. Grab some popcorn, throw it up on the TV, make convenience, and you'll find out all about from a local's perspective. Also, I'm going to say this because with helping so many people to sell, buy, retire, and relocate, the biggest thing I get a request for is a relocation guide. So do know, thank you for reaching out and putting that into my notes, into my suggestions. I am working on that. I will have that probably within the next month. It'll be super easy, super convenient. And honestly, I wish I had put it all together before because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the relocation guide into all the videos. So you can go online and you can be like, ooh, Crozet, Pam has a video on that, and just click it. Bing, bang, boom, it takes you to the Crozet video. So be on the lookout for that. That's about a month away. So that will be, right now we're in May. So we're talking a summer launch for my relocation guide. But no worries, all good. So on that, remember your Charlottesville journey starts here. Let's chat. Call me, text me, email me. I really do love helping people figure out the right fit for them. And even if it means you don't end up living in Charlottesville, I totally get it. I totally understand. But I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And until then, have an amazing afternoon and I will talk to you soon. Bye.